think it makes a slight difference, especially because they need a good start here. They're going to be starting on the CT side at least. That tends to help a bit, but they're going to need a lot more right now. They need to show their true strength here. It's going to be almost all USP, and a little bit of utility buy coming in from Threat with that kit and a couple of flashbangs. Freiberg and Forrest actually checking out all of middle and not really finding any members of NaVi right now, so that's interesting. Oh, Forrest with a bit of a fight there. He can't get the shot in, and will in fact be seized, who's picked up the Tech 9 and armor. In fact, they have two of them, Semmler.
Yeah, the double raid boss.
How do you deal with that?
Yeah, and this is something that we've seen NaVi go for in the past as well. Flamey, he's so scary with the Tech 9, and he's going to catch Get right out. Garrett's like, wait a second, but I'm usually the raid boss. There you go for the same strat. NiP, it's just that this time, everything is going NaVi's way. They're winning all of the individual duels. NiP essentially wiped out. It's only Exist left, and he's going to do the best that he can, but it's not going to be enough. Edward takes the fight with him and wins straight up. So 1-0 start, same thing that we saw in Inferno. A 1-0 lead here for NaVi going into this second map now when they're on the T side, and this is not the favored side of this map. So once again, NiP off to a rough start.
And that's a problem, because you could bet you that NiP used the full extent of the break between first and second map here to try and talk through everything and make sure that they were in the best possible mood going into this. And it's possible. I mean, they are professionals. They've been playing for a very long time. You definitely change the mood within the team. But when you then go right into it and just get knocked out, then what are you going to do? They didn't even have a chance in that pistol round. Freiberg running into a bit of a grenade, but that's a good follow-up with the Deagle. Does some damage to Guardian. They need a strong start, because otherwise all of the sort of team talk that was going in, it's going to ring really hollow if they can't make it work early on here. And that's a nice little peek from Flamey to shot one down. Threat actually with a good click coming through, and Flamey will go down. Zeus with the follow-up. Yeah,
holds his own there actually. Nice shots coming in here from Force as well, dancing around the bench, but that Molotov's going to force him out onto the site, and into C's Waiting Arms, who gets a double spray down as they come out of kitchen. Edward with the last kill. And NaVi, they withstand the NiP hold here. They actually keep all the important bits alive. The 2 AKs, 2 UMPs. So NaVi are just going to be making money at this point. And it's going to come down to just Wayne Guardian's going to be able to pick up that AWP. T-side, that's what it's all about. I know I keep mentioning it, but it's just like NaVi have almost built their team around this man with the AWP, with the sniper rifle. Flamey has come to the fore to back him up with the rifle, but Guardian, he just gets everything going his way when it comes to NaVi and their strategies.
Well, third round is not going to be that exciting, because NiP, again, they really don't have a lot of equipment here. So this is one of those rounds where you gotta look for the small things in NiP's play, try and see if they could maybe sneak a rifle away, make it a bit more expensive for NaVi. But the way NaVi are playing it right now, it shouldn't be too much here. The pop flash is going to go through, but there's no one there, which is a bit of a shame. And in the meantime, the B bomb side is falling. So it's still a good idea for NiP. We should credit them with trying something. And then Flamey, a little bit of action there with the MAC-10 just jumping on through. Threat trying to be clever, but he's going to end up going down anyway, and nobody dies for NaVi. So again, over time, all of these flawless rounds really make a difference.
Yeah, this is a nightmare for NiP at this point. Same thing exactly. I mean, we're just seeing Inferno play out again, because now NaVi, their economy is going to be soaring. Guardian has more than enough money to go for the AWP, and he's even actually holding a little bit back right now. Is he going to pick up any nades or not? Yeah, he will eventually make that investment, but they still have a little bit in the bank. Full utility, however, for the rest of NaVi, and Zeus actually sticking on the UMP, which isn't necessarily, it's not that bad a choice depending on the position he elects to go with, just because the UMP does the most damage out of all the SMGs. But Get Right on that B site, it just feels like he's just getting insta-gibbed every time. No chance for him to shine whatsoever, and only a single kill has been picked up for NiP so far in the first 4 rounds. That's by Threat. Nobody else has connected.
Some interesting flashbangs going out into that A-bomb side, going all the way across the wall then, but now the action is going to begin. Guardian missing a shot, and Forrest taking a kill on Zeus. Look at how much damage Forrest is doing. Edward and Guardian both being tagged up there. This is a very good start, even if Threat is a bit low on health right now. And Edward trying to see if he can sneak his way in. If they don't get this mid-control NaVi, it's going to be hard for them to work with the rest of the map. And Edward has gone down. Forrest, if he comes into this game, it could be a very different feeling. Because last time it was mostly Freiberg, only Forrest showing up in the second half, really. Freiberg going to be going down. Get Right to fall as well, and it's right back. Threat going to have to see if he can do something, but he had so little health already. Now it's a 2-on-3. It turns in a couple of seconds. NiP, they can't afford to lose that kind of a lead.
Now Get Right you're thinking he's in the moment and he's waiting. He's communicated to his teammates. Obviously, once C starts shooting, it's too late. But C gets past him. He should have called out, okay, there's a man out onto the B site. But the fact that he can't drop the bomb up and be apartments, that made all of the difference. Forrest, 3rd kill for him so far in the round, but he's dropped down low, and Guardian will find the kill in the end. And it's all on Exist now, pushing out from kitchen. There's the info peek. Guardian picks it up. And now his teammate, I mean, Seized is just the security here for NaVi. As soon as Exist pushes past this line, Seized will be able to hold him off that bomb, and there's just not enough time left here, Anders. It's not going to happen for Exist. Seized will find the final kill and potentially go up with the bomb. Boom, will go up with the bomb. So at least NaP have that. They made it expensive for NaVi.
Well, imagine how hard it must have been for Exist as well to guess that he was going to be there, because that's where Forrest got his third kill. So Forrest will have called him, like, killed the guy at bench, then you don't expect for there to be a second guy. So even if Exist had a little bit more time, that would have still been a much easier fight for Seized than maybe it looked like. So 4-0, and again, those two magic rounds, when you're playing sort of a single map like this here, you win the pistol, you win the fourth round, especially on the terrorist side, and you know you're on the way to something very good indeed. friberg out of the open here, trying to see if he can take a fight. Gonna get shot out of the round by Zeus and Edward.
Yeah, now, I mean, sure, they got all the kills in the last round at NiP, but NaVi in this round, they shouldn't drop anybody. They've even got a couple of SMGs to work with here. GetRight holding up close. He's going to get caught out by Guardian. That's the Mac-10 going to work. So bonus $600 in Guardian's pocket. Threat gets the drop on Zeus, but Zeus is able to react in time to save himself, and Edward catches Forrest, trying to make his way back into the jungle. Oh, what a shot from Exist. Takes out Flavy, looking for the final click, and he's not going to get it. Guardian's still alive, and Guardian finds the kill. 5 rounds for NaVi. 4 players survive, and the money just keeps growing for the CIS team.
Oh, and this is terrifying if you're an NiP. They're going to go for a bit of a switch up, having the AWP on Forrest, and yeah, the crowd, or actually a double up. GetRight also picking up one. And this is interesting. I don't know if this is sort of desperation, but NiP know they have to change something, and it has to be right now.
We've seen GetRight. I mean, he can be capable with the AWP. It used to be that when we saw GetRight go for the op, it was just like, okay, NiP are out of options. And well, it seems like that's exactly where NiP find themselves now. So early on in this map, they're willing to go for the Hail Mary kind of play. Nice connector smoke going to go ahead and block things off. Edward tries to move in, but friberg gets the shot, and friberg with the double spray. That's the kind of play that's going to make the difference here for NiP.
And now they got another 5-on-3. They just had that. Now it's a 5-on-2. And again, they should be winning these rounds. They should have been winning the last one as well. There's threat coming into it, and Seized will actually win that fight in spite of being in a bit of a strange angle there. But it still should be no problem for them to sort of lock NaVi out of the round like this.
Oh no, for friberg. He's just looking for Seized, and Seized
you've got to wonder why.
Perfectly baits that in.
Well, you got to wonder why friberg was feeling any inclination to try and do that, because now we've gone from a 5-on-2 into a 3-on-2, and there's so much time still left. So NiP, they've got Exist sneaking around back, and that might definitely help them soon. Guardian hoping for one opening. GetRight is actually sneaking back in as well. This could be really, really awkward soon. Seized is not going to be spottable just yet. Exist here. Timing is everything. GetRight going to win the first fight. Aaron Seized going down. So NiP picking up the round in spite of some questionable decisions there. They do make it work.
They still keep it cool, and all off the back of friberg and the initial 2 kills to start things off. That's the kind of, once again, there's a similar situation that we had on Inferno, where it was an individual play that got the ball rolling a bit for NiP, started to get them into the game and get that confidence back. Once again, NiP are able to do it, and friberg, he's going to be the man to make it happen. 1 round now on the board for NiP, but this is the crucial one, Anders. I mean, at least they keep 3 players alive, but still, that doesn't mean that they have a whole lot of money in the bank for NiP. If they lose this one...
And NiP have 3 AWPs picked up, just to point this out, and Exist is holding one of them as well. I think this is too far. This is too much madness, unless you think any of these players are going to be good enough to best Guardian, and I don't think even NiP could think that. So right now, it is going to be a 1-on-4 with GetRight already losing the first fight here. Exist is trying to creep in with the AWP. Forrest actually going to be taking out Guardian. That's an important refrag. Seized taking the fight to threat, just realizing that was not a strong position to be in, and now things are looking very dark.
They aren't even touching the A site, NaVi. They just keep going B. They keep putting the pressure over here. They realize this is where Threat's playing from, and he's not able to stand up to it. Seized is going to catch out Forrest as he rotates in, and now friberg, he's in a tight spot. 1v4, holding the angle. Bomb is up in B apartments. He at least has that going for him. There's still a minute left on this clock. And NaVi right now are wondering, hey, Seized, are you able to actually get back there, pick up the bomb, and run it over to A site where we actually have bomb control, or bomb site control?
Now, I would say I was skeptical when I saw GetRight picking up the AWP. I thought that this is already sort of at a point where I'm thinking, this is weird. Now, when I see 3 AWPs, that's where I start to get really nervous, because that makes me think that what NiP are essentially signaling is that we really don't have any like solid sort of CT side strats here. Anything that we can really pull out that we feel very confident in. So let's just try sort of a Hail Mary here and see what happens. And this is probably the worst possible start to Mirage that you could imagine. You invest into a double orb. You do save one orb in the following round, but you get instantly economically reset. 6-1 being the scoreline.
Yeah, 9-0-1 for Seized, who's just going ham over there on that B side, round after round. They just cannot hang with him on NiP side. And I am convinced that he is just intentionally hunting down Threat now. You get the kill on the Get Right, you know that's one of the other B players down. Who's left? Threat. Seized, he didn't even care if a smoke was down. He just jumped at Threat. But it does look like enough is enough, and NiP, they decided to tap out for a moment. 2-minute break coming in here for them. This is their tactical timeout in use. And it is going to go into a weird sort of buy if they do it. I mean, they just don't have enough money for a buy. It has to be an eco. So this is really just all about NiP trying to slow things down, slow the pace down, try and catch a breather here.
But you get a good shot of the crowd in here. Still a bit early in Columbus, Ohio here, but everyone's been showing up. Started filling up first with the VIP tickets, and then everybody else got let in as well. And yeah, people have been quick to get the best seats in the house.
I love it. We're starting to get up to that third tier as well. The nosebleed section.
Well, we've got obviously a lot of money here for NaVi, no doubt about it. And with the current form, there we get some very excited NaVi fans. It's a good job. Yeah, I mean, they bought the right flag for this tournament. The way that NaVi are looking right now, they could be waving that for quite a while.
I'm still waiting to see the Fnatic flag getting waved around somewhere, because I've seen a Brazilian flag. Now we've seen a NaVi flag. Where's the Fnatic flag? That's what needs to happen next. The top 3.
I can't remember if I've ever seen a Fnatic flag. I've certainly seen Fnatic T-shirts.
Yeah.
So you know, that certainly there are a couple of supporters out there.
There've been some jerseys, but at this point it's like you just roll out. You know those like football matches where they just roll out the flag that's like actually 30 meters long, wide, just goes completely down the phase. I mean, that's what needs to happen here.
And obviously, I mean, and Khan is here.
He is here.
So I ran into him yesterday, just flown in. Which he does for I think almost every sort of larger Fnatic tournament. So, you know, apart from doing all sorts of stuff in the organization, he's a very hardworking man.
The man's a machine.
Yeah.
No idea how he handles that much travel. I think he was on the road like 200 days or something last year. I thought I heard that. Just insane. It means most of your year.
I think I was on the road. I think so, yeah. All right, but we are going to head into the 8th round here, the tactical timeout that NiP just took to maybe even just try and get themselves mentally a little bit reset. They did take it into an eco round, which you always wonder about that, because chances are they're going to get steamrolled in this round. So, you know, whatever sort of mental boost you got from talking to each other, is it going to immediately suffer a bit of a break here? Well, that's a good start for us, picking up that kill. Friberg with one more. Oh, NaVi, what's happening here? Threat picking up a kill on Edward as well, and Flamey trying to see if he could get a little bit back here. He knows Threat is in the corner and has him isolated to get the kill. So still a 2-on-3. It's definitely not done yet for NiP. But, I mean, if you're going to do that, then might just be enough.
And Seized is currently looking for the way out right now. They need to get the information. Friberg just dancing on the edge of the smoke. He gets spotted by Flamey, so there's one of the players. Friberg decides to step out, and he's the one who has the AK. He needs to hand that over to Exist. Let Exist actually carry that, just because he has a little bit more HP for the fight that's about to come, as Seized is working his way through the apartments. And Get Right, he's thinking mid. He's thinking we can maybe get the backstab in. These guys are just holed up in pit with Flamey, the pair of them together, taking their time with it. Friberg just continues to drop lower and lower, and finally he decides to back off, and he actually hands that gun over to Exist.
This is actually a really mad choice for NaVi, isn't it? Because you're playing a 2v3, you don't want to split up your forces, but that's exactly what they're doing. They're going to get the bomb down here, and on NiP, how long before NiP realized that it's not in the bomb site? Seized hasn't planted yet. Get Right coming up from behind.
Wow.
That's a stunning headshot to shut down Flamey. And now they are going to know. They do not have a kit, and the distance for them to run is actually the closest, which is Friberg. Even he is going to have 11 seconds to get there. The remainder of the force is even further away. And without a kit, that's going to really make it interesting. They're going to have to spend a lot of time here.
This is tough for Seized. He misses his Molotov, so now he has to worry about that angle as well, but nobody's coming short, so he's not going to be able to get a free pick. They should be facing him together as soon as they get the info. And there it is. Get Right steps out, but Exist is there with the AK to save the day. And a huge eco round win coming in for NiP. This could turn the tide. This will make them a lot of money. They're going to have a full buy in the next round that will make all the difference. But this is what I'm talking about. NaVi underestimating their opponents. Clearly, they were just running all over the place in that round. It just completely fell apart based off of the initial frag coming in. I believe that was Forrest who managed to duel with Guardian and win with the P250. And then NaVi just, instead of hunkering down and waiting to see what NiP do, they just run in one at a time, and that's exactly what NiP want.
Yeah, that should have been a much better round for NaVi, but they didn't seem to be able to stop it. You know, once the initial frag happened, the rest sort of felt motivated to try and take even more fights instead of maybe just slowing it down. Now they wanted to run a bit there. Edward just managing to pause himself for a bit, but the follow-up grenade will at least tag him up as NaVi setting up for what might be sort of a standard execute onto the bomb site here. Exist, ready and waiting, shutting down Edward. Mora coming through, but he can't get the follow-up kill. Flamey will be in charge of that. They line up, and Freiburg knocking me out. Both of them are headshots, and Threat has gone down. In the meantime, Zeus will open up one more in the bomb site as Forrest dies, and it's all on Get right here. 1 versus 2. He tries for the pre-fire, has a grenade out. He's trapped in the corner, and he can't make it out. The Flames are going to claim him, and Get right goes down to Seized, who ends up with a triple and 13-0-2 as a scoreline here.
And you can see the clear frustration. There was a time when Get Right, he would eat those clutches alive. His percentage in the 1v2 situations was so high. But now, because they won that eco, yes, they had a little bit. They had the money in the last round, but it's only Freiburg sitting with any kind of money whatsoever right now on NiP. So it's going to be a round of eco for them yet again. They just constantly keep getting their economy reset by NaVi. NaVi couldn't ask for a better situation at this point, and this time around, I doubt they're going to be making the same mistakes. They're getting that buddy system together. It's only the one man lurking right now on the other side of the map, and that's Flamey. And he's playing an angle that should be easily defensible for him.
Seized might be walking into a bit of a stack here, but how soon is he going to realize it? Even if he goes down, and Freiburg with a really good pistol shot there. I mean, it's all good fun and games for NiP to win or at least do damage in these rounds, but you're right, when they keep getting their money reset, it really won't make a difference in the long run. 7 rounds, I think it's already past the point where NaVi feels safe and confident, so anything on top that NaVi get right now is just all going to be gravy. 4 versus 4 right here. They did steal an AK on Get Right.
Yeah, getting up into apartments. That was Seized. Donated. Oh no, the nade, Guardian! Gets out just in time. That could have been awkward. Did he spot Exist in the corner there? Doesn't look like it. He's looking for the wall bang, but it's not going to happen. And Get Right, he uses that picked up AK to take out Zeus. Flamey, however, will find Forrest lurking in pit. And with 40 seconds left, this is cutting it a bit close here for NaVi. They get a little bit of information there with Edward, but he's so low on HP after that duel with Freiburg that it's just not going to happen for him here alone on the B site. And Get Right, in the meantime, takes out Flamey. NaVi running low here. Guardian is now going to have to rotate in, and he's going to have to do the most of the work.
Somehow NiP are turning it in their favor. Threats here, and he can hear them running through. Even that's just good information. Rotation is coming over as well. Exist with the quite extended spray there, and he's going to get a follow-up kill. If he had got killed in the window, that wouldn't have been possible. Now it's going to be 3-7. NiP winning 2 out of their 3 rounds just based on pistols.
NiP need to figure out what is going right for them in the pistols and just start doing that in the rifle rounds. And whether that is just, you know, a no-fear approach, just go in there and take our fights, take our duels, and get the job done. I mean, they played it all off of that opening pick where Seized actually tried to push into that stack. And off of that, Get Right then used the AK that he had picked up to actually get another kill. That's exactly how it's supposed to go. When you're able to get that first pick on the team that actually bought up, you get that rifle and then you put it to use. This time around, actually, complete change of pace coming out here from NaVi. Not wasting any time at all. It's Guardian hungrily looking for that entry frag, and he's just going to power right through. No time wasted at all.
We've got to be careful. They must be able to hear the scoping going on as well, so the follow-up Molotov will finally force him back a little bit. Flamey also checking out apartments on the other side of the map just to make sure that they're not getting pushed too much here. Because I think you're right. I think NiP might want to try and see if they could up the aggression a bit. Take some of that map control away from NaVi. You can tell that the money for the terrorist side is not exactly great either, as we've got 2 people down on tech lines and Galil in play on Flamey. Now we just want to keep up the pressure. They know that if it's been going the way it has so far, they could just reset NiP again, and the Swedes won't ever have a chance to get back into this game. Well, Zeus looking for threat. Going to be a follow-up Molotov, see if they can force him out. He's actually going to go the other way here, trying to see if he can maybe just cheat them a little bit. But the remainder of the NaVi force right now setting up for a B push. And oh, get right, he had the angle, takes down Guardian. It looked like he was about to give up what was almost a free kill there. Spray comes through. They are getting closer here. And backup is rotating in for NiP as well. Edward and Flamey with 2 fantastic returns. And now NaVi, they actually have a very good shot at doing this. Sees to pick up the AWP as well. And he can use that rifle threat. He's close, but they need a frag, and they need one quick, and Forrest is going to give it to them. There's the one shot coming through. Xyst sneaking on into the ladder room, and that's going to be it. Forrest, another one. He goes for the triple, and he's going to get it on Zeus. So 4-7. Some unlikely rounds being won by NiP here.
Yeah, but they're playing great now. They're actually playing as a team, finding those individual picks that are coming through. Forrest with the triple, yes, but Xyst, the lurk actually pays off versus Seized. And Getright starting it all off once again with the kill. I mean, this is now coming together here for NiP, and it's actually going to put NaVi, despite that bomb plant, into a bit of a tight spot as far as the money is concerned. Finally, NiP succeed in putting them on a full eco. And so this is now NiP's time to shine. If they can just completely annihilate this eco round, keep 4 players alive at least, then they'll have a great economy going forward. And it's going to be up to NaVi to really struggle and trying to get things going again in this first half.
Forrest opening middle. Got to be careful he doesn't get caught from underpass. He will have threat on the other side, but again, if they get too close here with all these pistols and he misses a shot, which he won't for the first time there, that's going to be good. We really, really don't want to be rushed down in a round like this.
Oh, shots, threat. Careful. Don't overextend. Don't give them anything. Sees spots him. And Threat chooses to actually go for the re-peek against the Deagle. That's risky business. If he hits that headshot, you're gone, you're done, and that's an opening on the B site. But NaVi off the mid control, they're beginning to play it. Edward, he finally wins a duel versus Forrest up in connector. It's been, I mean, Forrest and Freiburg have been dominating that part of the map so far.
Bit of a jump. Making a lot of noise. So if someone was on the other side, they definitely know that that they were boosting on the other side of the wall there. Edward, I think maybe just if they try and push B and he's left in this position, then that's going to be really tough for the retake unless they find out where he is, because suddenly they have to worry about that. Threat's position, though, is fantastic right now. He's going to be pushing in here and drops the bomb on Siege with 30 seconds left. Getright winning the fight. So whatever plan and whatever part Edward had to play, it's not going to come to fruition here. It's going to be all on Flamey, trying to see if he could do a bit more damage. I don't think he can win the round from this point. So, hey, NiP, but they're starting to put something. There's going to be a 3rd round in a row here for them at least.
Got mounting pressure here on NaVi. Actually step forward and get this job done. 8 seconds left, and Flamey, he has to die. That's exactly what he's looking for. He does not want to live throughout this round. And once that clock ticks over to 0, he gets no money at the end of the round. And then when the round, the whole point is you kind of want to die, make the money for the next round so you can buy a rifle. Living would be a bit of a problem. And he's got a full buy coming into this one. Edward should have a decent enough economy to go for the buy, although he has to skimp on the Kevlar, so that's not going to help. But he gets the nades, and Guardian, most importantly, has that AWP. Last time around, Force was able to win the duel versus Guardian in mid, and so let's see if they can actually pull it off again, because once again, Guardian heading into mid, looking to get that early mid control set up here for NaVi.
Forrest is on the other side and actually looked like he wanted to take that fight a little bit. Now it's Edward instead. The smoke is going to go up. And probably going to be a couple of flashbangs to follow up here, but not flashed Forrest, and he catches Guardian. Wow, what a pick early on. Seized wants to walk into it here. The Molotov, it's going to fail just a little bit here. Seized trying to make his way out. Forrest still holding that very close angle, and this is scary, and Seized just finding the perfect timing. Flashed in by a teammate as well. It's going to bring it back into a 4-on-4. And NiP, they really do like fighting even when they have the advantage.
Now, I mean, oh, this flash perfectly done. Freiburg, what? The free kill, and Seized hits the headshot. No.
I don't even know. That was such a great setup as well.
It was perfect.
Xyst and Getright are still on this A-bomb side, and Flamey's trying to walk in. That's a nice knockout blow. Xyst going to be taking out Flamey. Zeus wants to see if he can follow up on it, and he will be able to do just that. And Getright here. He spots one guy falling back here, but now it's only 40 seconds left. He's trapped in Sandwich, and he's going to go down. Zeus going to be able to get the kill. Threat, I mean, if Getright has still been alive, then this position from Threat, this follow-up would have been epic, but now It's a 1-on-3 here for the coach-turned-player, and this is a critical round. He's going to be able to stop Zeus from putting the bomb down. That's a fantastic start. 20 seconds now left. He goes back for a bit of a flash, but now they got the bomb. They can plant it in safety, so he's going to have to go for the full fight and the defuse. There's no doubt about it. NaVi, they should have a clear advantage right now. Threat, can he really do this? He's looking for the first shot here. Seized is low on health, but Edward is on the other side. Going to be one flash to go up. They're going to double up on him. There's the one kill. Seized now inside the bomb site. Threat trying to jump up. Oh, no! I think that was a reload right as Seized shows himself. And that will make it another round for NaVi. Here's a nice attempt from Threat. Definitely not on him that round went south, but 8-5. And the 14th round is coming up here. And NaVi, I feel like NiP keep doing this to us where they show us a couple of rounds where we think, all right, you know, some good counter-strike here. And then NaVi just come back into it.
Yeah, then it comes down to the individual performance. And the point that was made on the analyst desk going into this is just that across the board, NaVi, they have better aimers right now, better players in the clutch. We're just not seeing that from NiP when it counts most. Sees, though, he's going to flash his way, gets blocked a little bit. He realizes, wait a second, that took just a little bit too long to get through that smoke. Freiberg not going to get the kill in the end. So close, and Edward, no fear from him, charges forward, takes out Forrest, and now the A site is under NaVi control, although Get Right, he does try to have an impact, he does try to make the difference. It's not going to be good enough, and that leaves Exist in a 1v4. Gets the spray, but gives away his position going for it, and Flamey will find the headshot through the smoke. Huge lead now for NaVi. And we're going into the 15th round, the last round of this first half, and NiP are broke. They have nothing to work with here.
Well, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, Semmler, because they've won 2 out of 3 rounds doing
Fair
this.
enough.
So, you know, might actually be better for them at this point just to go with pistol armor. Why not? They got a couple of smokes and, you know, a little bit to work with here. But statistically, this isn't half bad for NiP right now.
Let's see, I mean, a little bit of an attempted stack. No, it's straight up normal play coming out here from NiP. Once again, Threat going on to short, so we'll see if Guardian finds him later on in this. And Forrest going to have that presence in mid. Exist is the one playing close to connector this time around for NiP. So they're changing up their positions here. NiP showing a bit of versatility. But they're just waiting. And NaVi, same thing. Still a little bit split up, NaVi, but Guardian hits a shot on Threat, and that's going to start them off strong.
Not exactly how the other pistol rounds or the other eco rounds went. Let's see if it's going to make a difference here. Bit of a Molotov up, and also smoking the CT side of connector, so that's going to give some space for Seas to work with here. And Forrest, you could tell he's up there in the window. He really wants to go and take the peek, but it's not so easy. Exist flashed through, but Seas just wasn't flashed, so that made no difference at all. Zeus going to be getting the kill on Get Right, and obviously this is falling apart here. NaVi cruising towards a 10-5 first half. They've been playing very, very well in this quarterfinals already, and it doesn't seem to end anytime soon. It's going to be Flamey with the last kill as a team ace to close out this first half of the second map, and NaVi well en route to a semifinals.
But you have to appreciate it, right, Anders? A little bit of a nod there from Exist, you know, to the home crowd. MLG went for the 360 spin before trying to get the dig. I'll take it. I'll take it. It was nice, Exist. It was a good attempt.
Why not? I mean, when you're this far behind, I don't know. I don't know what kind of talk NiP could have internally in the break here to try and sort of change this around. Again, it's frustrating because there was sort of in the middle of the match where the sort of distribution was like 5 rounds for NiP and 2 for NaVi. You know, if they can get into that sort of rhythm early on, right? If the match starts with a 5-2 in favor of NiP, then yeah, maybe it'd be something interesting. But this game starts with NaVi taking 5 rounds in a row, and then NiP winning 1 round and gets reset. You don't really need to know anything else. When that happens, you know, it's going to take just more than a miracle to get back in the game.
That's how cutthroat Mirage can be, because it's still a very CT-sided map. Much more so. I mean, right now, this scoreline is not indicative. You know, it's not usually what we see here. But this is what can happen if you actually mess up that first big buy round. You lose the pistol, you lose the first buy round, you're so far behind at that point. It's just an uphill struggle the entire way through.
I would put it this way, that if the scores had been reversed and NiP had got 10 rounds, NaVi had got 5, I would still say NaVi win this map. I think they're just that good on the CT side.
They needed 11-4, really.
Yes,
NiP.
I think it had to be sort of an 11-4 scoreline.
Now, the thing is, though, Mirage, it is a map that you can come up with some truly, you know, interesting strats. threat. He showed us what he was capable of yesterday on Cobblestone, coming up with an innovative smoke strat that allowed for NiP to take a map off of Mouse in really just clear-cut fashion. I mean, we just have to see if they're going to be able to come up with anything that can surprise NaVi on this map. It's all on NiP now to just land this first pistol, because if they can control the pace, if they can set it up so that they just run into NaVi, try and rock that confidence at the beginning of the second half, NiP can still have a chance. It's just going to come down to this pistol. And so far, NiP have struggled somewhat with these pistol rounds. So let's see if they can turn it around here when it's all on the line. NaVi, 10 rounds on the CT side to start them off. NiP, are they going to go? They do not choose to go for the raid boss build. They don't give the Tech 9 over to Get Right. Instead, it's Exist going for the smoke and flash along with the P250. So single smoke picked up for NiP. We have to see where they want to use it.
And you don't really need us to say that this is going to be a sort of a must-win round here. NiP's tournament life might very well hang in the balance of this one round. And a little bit of an aggression coming out here for NaVi. They've actually gone for a bit of a boost in middle, and while in the meantime NiP are setting up for what looks like an A attack. So they need a good opening frag as well as the bomb down. Then we can start talking about it. Flamey trying to defend, but that smoke is going to make his life just a little bit miserable. Forrest moving on up, and Threat has already gone down. That was Guardian hitting a headshot, but the bomb is being planted as NiP are slowly suffering more and more casualties here. Flamey picking up one more kill. Guardian looking for the shot. Forrest out in the opening. He needs to get back and stay safe somewhere, but he just can't fall back. NaVi, they have him cornered, and that's going to be Forrest going down. Get Right. I mean, it's a good idea. Maybe if everyone else was alive, he could come in here and prevent the defuse, but it's not going to happen. NaVi, they will win the round, and that is going to be it. 11-5. Seized. Rocking a scary and stunning 22 kills. He's only died 6 times in 16 rounds.
Yeah. Utter dominance from him. And that's, I mean, it's good to bring attention to himself as well in this fashion, just because, the big stars, Guardian and Flamey, they get a lot of the talk, right? But Seized, he's so confident. He's shown that over the past several months now that NaVi, throughout this rise of NaVi towards the top of the food chain, Seized is definitely a man you can count on for them. Just another tool, and he can even go for the AWP as well. So he's just a versatile player coming to the fore here in a map that matters. And well, now NiP, what can they hope to achieve here? They get the bomb plant at least, so that means that they'll be on P250s in this round trying to save money for the first buy round. But Zeus is about to dunk this nade. Oh no, it body blocks on him as well. Terrific damage coming in, and NaVi just wiping NiP out. Although Get Right does get the drop on Zeus, it's not enough. And NaVi will be able to survive with 3 players at the end of the round, keeping both rifles alive, and that's all they really care about. Keep the M4s in play. SMGs, will sack them all day. It's not a problem.
That grenade might as well have been a Claymore mine at that point in time. They just practically stepped on it. It's going to be 5-12 here, and the 18th round is coming up. We've got 4 AKs and 1 single Galil there on Threat. A lot of smokes here, which is definitely pivotal when you're playing Mirage, especially when you go for that A bomb side. This is the problem with attacking A on Mirage, is that you can definitely put smokes up, get in and get the bomb down, but the afterplant situation is very difficult. It's not like on a lot of the other maps where the majority of the fight has to happen before the bomb plant. On Mirage, you're going to have a hard time holding on, and especially against a team like NaVi, they're excellent at retaking the A bomb site. So NiP, they need smokes to get in, they need smokes to keep NaVi out afterwards, and you only have 5, so the math is not looking too good unless you're very good at what you're doing.
Well, they're putting up a semblance of a fight here in mid, NiP getting control of the situation, but then Flamey right on the edge is going to peek into connector and win the duel straight up versus Exist. No possible reply, nobody there to refrag. They're a little bit too split up, and Zeus from the window is going to drop Threat down to 10 HP. So NiP once again getting whittled down here at the beginning of the round. And they aren't even close to getting onto a bomb site.
Even just on sort of a micro level, you're seeing these sort of fights, right? Why doesn't Exist win that fight? He's got the AK, he's even got the angle. It's Flamey that has to be the one to sort of crouch into. Do you think, 9 times out of 10, Exist just straight wins that fight with taking almost no damage? But this has been the story almost of both on Inferno as well. NaVi just seem to be much better at getting these individual duels, and that obviously has a huge impact. Now, Seized is going to be close here. They're right on the other side. Edward picks up one, and Seized getting a kill and then falling back with time to reload as well. They're going to corner him, but it is way too late. And the rotation from NaVi is also very powerful here. NiP, I mean, when you only got 3 people left, there's not much you could do to sort of throw any kind of a fake, but NaVi just read them so well at the moment. This is looking like sort of a championship team here that we're witnessing.
This is looking like an NiP that need to force buy. They need to go for a big buy here. They can't let NaVi get up to 14 rounds when they're this far behind. They need to be able to give up 1 round at least later on in this half, but they're electing to go for it. They're saying, okay, we'll go for the other round of eco, try and get some rifles on the board in the next round and see what we can do. But this is looking very good here for NaVi so far. They have the full buy going into it. Dunked nade onto Thread at the top of mid. Edward looking for a bit of the peek. He's going to spot the man out, but the flash forces him back. So something working out there for Thread at least. But then there's the spot from Seized, and it's a safe peek as well. Really hard to hit that shot when he's jumping at that angle. So NiP at this point, nothing works. Freiburg just obliterated, didn't even see the guy.
And Seized didn't see him either. He just simply pre-fired through the smoke there. It's just a beautiful angle, isn't it? And it shows you what kind of level he's on. He's so tuned into the game right now, it doesn't even matter. Edward is going to go down the forest. Seized is still in this site, hasn't even reloaded from the first fight, and he's going to get one more headshot in here. NiP looking scared up in apartments because Seized has turned into an absolute monster right here, and he's going to get the third kill because why not? It's Get right now all alone in a 1-on-4. Seized looking for the jump shots. He is just on point for this map, and NiP, they haven't been able to touch him. It's going to be Guardian to get the last kill, and that's 14-5. NaVi 2 rounds away from a semifinals.
You know, from the semifinals, and just clear-cut fashion for them. Exactly what we expect to see out of NaVi, in all honesty. They're just so good right now. And NiP just don't quite have the level to hang with them. It is that NaVi semifinal coming up. And while NiP, this round, they actually get the nades to go forward. They actually have the Molotovs to work with. Full complement of nades. No AWP here either. So Forest.
If you look at the scoreboard, we've got Guardian bottom fragging and NaVi still absolutely wrecking NiP. I mean, I think that says it all. There was never going to be a chance that they could have competed here, not when NaVi are in this mood. It is going to be a pivotal round here, 20th round coming up, and Guardian gets caught out actually, and Get Right able to crouch in and get that kill on him. So that's a really good start, and Get Right following up, actually stealing the AWP of Guardian. Maybe it has some magic powers in it. Edward certainly has fallen to it, and now Get Right's going to go down to Seized, who is still in play.
Bringing it back. Now just a one-man lead for NiP. They use a lot of their utility so far, though, but they still have a couple of players with some smokes and a handful of flashes to work with, and that means they want to go towards that A site. And NaVi right now, they're banking on that. They've got that extra man there. 2 players on the A site so far, and they're just holding. Zeus is the one who's kind of scouting around, hoping to catch somebody out here for NiP. But he realizes nobody in connector. Okay, check. Now do I take a peek at top mid? Yes, I do. And he's just hoping to find something, anything to go off of here. But right now, he's kind of out of position. It's going to be a little scary for him once this push comes in for NiP. A lot of this is going to fall to Flamey, who's holding in CT, especially now that Zeus is dead from the lurk from Exist.
Flamey's a terrific player, and we haven't been allowed to see too much of him just because Seized has been outshining on this map, but we'll see if he can turn the tide here, getting the first spray in, not quite connecting enough to get the kill. There is the follow-up. Mad spray through the smoke as Forrest is going to be going down, and Seized showing up. He's swapped out for an AWP. Is that really going to make a difference? NiP, they have Exist in the middle. There's the Deagle in play, and actually, oh, he hits that headshot regardless. He didn't even notice him for the first couple of seconds. Now it's a 2-on-2, and we said this already. It's hard to defend this bomb side. Thread doing a good job getting the first kill in, though. Now it's a 1-on-2. Seized, making the jump over shot, not connecting. He's trapped in this corner. He gets the first kill. He can't get the quad. That was a triple. Freiburg gonna just stop it. And it's still just 6-14.
Seized, throw away the op and just stay on the Deagle, man. That's way too scary. Imagine if Flamey doesn't run through the Molotov there, doesn't take that Molotov damage, and actually is able to play with Seized, plays just a little bit more patiently by triple or something along those lines. It could have been something different there, but NaVi, of course, they're just feeling like they've got everything going their way. They want to close this match, and so they're playing aggressive. They're really trying to take the fight to NiP. NiP, though, that last gasp. They're still in this, just barely. The plan works. They ate that round of Vico to win that key rifle round, and they pull it off. So the score is 6 rounds now for NiP, 14 for NaVi. But now it's all on NiP, and they're just going to rush right in. They're like, Seized, if you want to go for the op, we're just going to throw a whole bunch of rifles at you. But Edward could make the difference. He's got the backstab position here. Could actually come through. Get Right. Will turn in time, but loses the duel regardless. And so it is that 4-on-4 retake scenario now coming through.
Freiburg taking the secondary fight. Edward is kind of trapped in here. He's sandwiched in, and his team needs him to sort of open up the bomb site, so someone has to make a move. Zeus is also flanking Freiburg's flank. I don't even know what this is, some sort of flank inception going on. And Freiburg turning around, ready for it, and actually sees Zeus coming. Did he hear him running in middle? Otherwise, I have no idea how he could have possibly guessed that, because I mean, Edward was already doing the flank, so that's a little bit mad. Flamey, the last man left, he gets the one. He gets a double as well, but he's got so little HP, it might not be worth it. Yeah, he's going to pick up the AWP and run away. That's going to make it 7 rounds. And NiP climbing up to half the round score of NaVi. Still miles and miles and miles away.
curious if NaVi actually go for the force buy off of this. Never mind. Never mind. I'm busy looking at the scoreboard, looking at the money, and he isn't even able to save that AWP. Had he saved that AWP, NaVi could have gone for the force in that sort of scenario. They could have handed that over to Guardian, and they could have made the play. But instead, oh, buddy. Okay, no. It's just Zeus going for head. He actually invests just a little bit of money with that Mag 7.
You know, you could probably caption that moment when Seized picks, sort of peeks the hallway and there's 3 people waiting for like, oh, damn. You know?
Apex knows.
Yeah, Apex knows for sure. Zeus going to be going down early on here. A bit of an attempted Mag 7 buy. Flamey with the follow-up C-set 75, and you got to be careful. Existo doing a good job crouching under the angle there. Otherwise, that gun, even with just the 12 bullets in, could get a couple of kills, and Seized. That's 30 on him in just 22 rounds. He is a monster right now. Finally, they're going to be able to take care of him and Edward. You know, 1-on-3 that they, NiP, even if they tried, they shouldn't be able to lose this round.
Yeah, it shouldn't be possible for Edward to come in here. The Triangle of Doom is set up on this site. And so Edward, he's just hoping for a little deke action. If he can pick up one more kill here, it's going to force NiP into a bit of an awkward spot as far as the economy is concerned. Exist, do not peek. You have so low HP. Just stay alive. But yeah, that's incredible from Seized. 30 to 10, or 30 and 10. That's a nuts scoreline to have in a quarterfinal match here. Exist, peekaboo. Exist hunts. I don't understand. I guess they're just thinking, well, as long as we have the money to buy, whatever. But
I think instead, I think it's also a way of trying to keep your own confidence up. You know, you don't want to sort of try and respect someone only as you want to try and see if you can't just keep yourself believing in this. I mean, I'm just guessing at this point, but that'd be my thinking. Exist and Forest are top fragging right now with 16 kills each on the NiP team, and everybody else is pretty close by. Freiburg get right with 11, Threat with 8, so nobody's sort of horribly letting the team down right now, which was the case on Inferno. Threat and Get Right definitely weren't doing very, very well on that map, but 14 to 8 is the scoreline here. And there's a long, long road ahead of the Swedish team right now.
Guardian right now, he gets hard countered in mid, getting that timing down for the Molotov into connector and the smoke at top short. So no real way for him to have an impact out in mid, at least for now. It kind of slows things down here for NaVi because they really want him to find that opening early on, get that pick and challenge NiP for mid control. Instead, it's going to have to be a bit of a delayed affair, rather. And NiP, now they should be feeling pretty good about themselves because they've got Exist moving up from underpass. He's going to be able to start getting eyes. They can get that crossfire established. And now they actually have options. It could be a split onto A or the B play through short. But they're all just hoping to be able to just actually catch Guardian getting over-aggressive. That's the game plan for NiP at this point. They want to find somebody out of position and get the punish in.
But NaVi, they're not playing into that. They're playing very defensively right here. And finally, NiP feel like, well, we've got to make a move at some point here. 50 seconds on the clock, and Edward going to win the fight versus Freiburg, which is a very important kill there coming through. Guardian covering the angle all the way into the window room. The bomb is making its way up, and there's still 2 people on the bomb side here for NaVi. They're going to have a hard time getting back up, but maybe they won't even need it. Flamey going to take down Exist, and now it's a good fight coming through. Second kill as well. Forest finally shutting him down, but look who's hiding in the corner. It's Zeus. He hasn't shown himself. They probably won't expect him. Guardian getting a kill as well, and it's all on Get Right and Zeus coming up in the last second. They had no clue here. They thought they'd taken the bomb site out with that kill on Flamey. That's going to make it match and map point here. NaVi a round away from the semifinals, and NiP again in a position where they need to win 7 rounds in a row here to get into overtime and then take the win.
You got the chant going. I think Zeus, not sure if he thought that was match point and that was it. It was over because he just like raises his hands up, knocks his headset off. It's like so hyped. It's like, wait, what? We still got to play? Oh, okay. Tech9's Force coming in here from NiP. Handful of nades to work with. And while it's going to be the straight A execute coming out from them, it looks like. The bomb is over there. They're not wasting any time. Get Right, hoping that somebody's getting greedy, trying to push him at top mid. And Guardian will take a little damage because of it. But now the push begins here for NiP, and they're just looking to just slam into the defense here and hope that they can break it.
I mean, it's not going to be easy. Edward does look the wrong way, so Get Right going to be able to pick up that kill, but still a lot of presence here on the bomb side. Freiburg with a good follow-up there. Flamey going to be going down. Zeus again hiding in that corner that he was last time. He really wants to deny that plant, but the smoke's just preventing it. Oh, what? Mid-air shot from Guardian takes Threat out of the sky, and it's going to be Seized showing up. He gets a kill before he goes down. Zeus in the back line is going to be dropped, and now all on Guardian here. 1-on-3. They're on top of him, literally, and that is going to be 9 to 15. That resets NaVi quite a bit there. Money, it's not as low as it could be. They'll be able to buy in the next round, but you know what, Semmler, I'm not going to buy in this time. NiP, they're trying to sell us this idea that, you know, maybe, you know, not this time.
I just want NiP to throw away those rifles right now. There's a little wall over there. Just chuck them over and stay on the Tech 9s. Because it's working when they have the Tech 9s. It's actually, they lose the fear. They lose whatever it is that's holding them back when they have the rifles. When they have the Tech 9s, just run and gun, get in their face, all out aggression. That's what NiP need right now to rock NaVi.
Guardian in the middle, random shot coming through, but Forrest going to be sneaking out of that smoke to get the kill. That actually looked just a bit worrying for a moment. And NaVi, they don't have any armor, so NiP shouldn't be losing around like this. This should be one of those rounds where they could keep a tight lid on. Flamey is down on catwalk, and he's looking up into apartments where Exist is sneaking in behind here, so definitely a chance for a good deagle shot if they continue to sort of crouch in like that.
Oh, I like how this is also back to fundamentals here for NiP. You've got the money, you have the nades, use them. Even if you know your opponents don't have rifles, don't try and be stingy, don't try and hold on to it. Make sure you clear out those angles, make your life easier. And that's perfectly done by NiP. All 5 players alive as they get onto the B site for the plant. They have control of short as well, so an easy plant. Nice and open for the for the now defending terrorist side. Zeus will not get the Juan Dig, but Edward, neither will he. Exist is there to save the day. So a dominant round coming out from NiP. That's exactly how an anti-eco is supposed to go. Now the question is whether NaVi, they will have enough money for the full, or will it... Man, they're right on the edge. It should be a quasi, and then that way they can just go for the full buy in the next round where everybody can afford everything they want. Because Flamey and Zeus, they're kind of low. They're in the mid 3,000 range.
They're going to go for it.
They are going to go for it. Man, okay then.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thinking is as well, there's another 5 rounds here. Even if we're going to be ecoing in the upcoming round, if we don't win this one, it's going to be just fine. So Guardian trying to see if he can sneak into the middle. Timing, not quite working out for him this time. I mean, I can't even imagine the amount of pressure that NiP are under right now. They know that any mistake, if they give up any entry frag right now, that could be the end of their run. And there was a flashbang to let Exist come through there. And Guardian didn't get the timing right in the middle, but he certainly got it the second time around there.
Yeah, that's all down to timing, ingrained in Guardian. And he gets the flick on to get right, point blank. And now that leaves it up to Forrest to come up with the heroic play, and he will not miss the shot. Guardian goes for the peek and actually gets punished. So a man advantage here for NaVi, but NiP, they're fighting back. And Forrest hoping that somebody oversteps once again here from NaVi, but it's just not going to happen for now. With this man advantage, NaVi needs to not take any risks at all.
Look how scary this is. I mean, there's 4 people coming in for the retake. Threat can't even get the bomb down. Forrest, he's going to take a shot there, but it's still a 2-on-3. There's plenty of time here. NaVi are not under any pressure. The bomb is not planted. Forrest missing a shot, and that's dangerous when you're out in the open like that. Now, the counter smokes are coming out as well. And then NiP, they do need to make this 2-on-2. They need more than that. They need a space to put the bomb down. And right now, they're not finding it. Now, the bomb is being brought all the way back, so that means they're splitting up in a 2v3.
Making up their minds. The problem is that Zeus, he's screwing everything up right now for NiP. They don't have control of CT and they don't have control of courtyard. So both possible bomb plant positions, they're denied to NiP. Unless they can find Zeus making a huge mistake by peeking out from connector. And Forrest is just crossing his fingers hoping. And Zeus, he's even thinking about it. Zeus has actually worked his way out. And this is going to be at the big moment. Forrest charges into CT. He's going to get overwhelmed by Edward. And now it's down to Freiberg and he goes down as well. The bomb does get planted, but there's more than enough time for the defuse to come through.
That's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. NaVi, they make yet another semifinal. 16-10 here as they defeat NiP on 2 maps. What a run they've had. And it's only going to continue.
Perfect timing there as well. Music, just as the high 5 connects. Edward has the power over the production. Guardian does as well. But yeah, NaVi, they're going to be feeling good about themselves. It doesn't get much easier than that for them. NiP, it's back to the drawing board. They just couldn't get it together. It's just tragic. They lose one of their players. They have the coach to step in. Threat, he does play well, but it's just not enough for NiP to go up against one of the top 3 teams in the world right now.
I mean, but what's so frustrating is that they keep having sort of signs that they really could. You know, if this game doesn't finish 10-5, you know, on the first half, then you know, NaVi might still be able to pull it off. We'd have a close scoreline, right? We have a little bit closer one. So I don't know, some signs of life for NiP, but it was too late in every half, in every game, you know. They showed up just a little bit too late.
Well, there's that mental block going on with NiP right now. You can see it clearly. They were winning when they had pistols. And there's something that happens in your mind when you have the pistols. You just feel like, okay, there's less holding you back, there's less at risk, and so I can go for bigger plays. And just that little edge, whatever happens there, is what was allowing NiP to constantly win when they had the pistols. But when the rifles were in play, they just weren't able to show that same kind of determination to get the job done. So very frustrating situation there for NiP.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work that's going to have to be done, basically, trying to defeat that mindset that they have right now.
I mean, on the other hand, we saw how incredibly well C's played at the end here. We saw a Guardian that was bottom fragging, and the team still doing extremely well in spite of that. Now, we're going to go to Paul on the stage and hear what Guardian has to say about that. How comfortable is he with his team just being powerful, even without him? Paul, please take it away.
A strange game when it happens like that. I know it's very difficult for you to come in and just hit the ground running as the first team of the day, but it all seemed to go well.
Well, the game was strange. Yeah. We started to argue even though we were winning with pretty huge score. And then, I don't know, on the first map we took time out because it was like pretty bad. We were arguing a lot, and that shouldn't happen, but yeah, I would say we were the stronger team today.
Yeah, you seem to have this problem before. I remember talking to you at the last major, you all shouting at each other and arguing. You're always the one that stays calm. Why? How?
I would say I'm coming from different country with different mentality. That's why I'm different. I'm always calm. I'm trying to calm down the team, but yeah, sometimes happens. Even though we said that we will not do this before the event, it was fine until now, but we will fix it hopefully.
Okay, looking forward. Semi-finals again, yes, done it great, but there's many more goals ahead for you. I know how much you want to win the major, but you couldn't have had a worse draw. It's Astralis or Fnatic next.
Well, if we want to win a major, we have to beat Fnatic. So I want to play Fnatic. Hopefully we will face them, and hopefully we will beat them.
All right, well, best of luck. Thank you very much. Guardian is safely through with his team. NaVi moving on to the semi-final. Don't go anywhere, though. Lots still to come here at the MLG Major Championship.